right? So if you think about a procedure as a recipe and you're a chef, now, if my recipe tells me to add a cup of sugar to my mess of food that I'm making, and I add that cup of sugar because, hey, it's right there on my recipe, got to follow it. And I'm not taking into account any context, and I serve up my meal only to find out that my wife's best friend is a diabetic and can't have sugar, but I didn't take into account any of that kind of detail. I just fed her the food. Did I ensure any kind of positive outcome for that dinner? No, right? So this is how we have to approach cyber. Now, my recipe may work 99% of the time. I may never encounter that diabetic again sitting at my table. But if I'm not always asking the right questions, I'm just making assumptions. And what I'm doing is setting myself up to fail. More importantly, I'm setting up my customer to fail, my stakeholder to fail. So that context, it takes extra work. There's extra parts of your mental procedure to ask for that. The problem with cyber is things are so dynamic, even all the little elements that you think you have covered, you got to have the intellectual curiosity to continually question everything, because the thing that we think we know today, there's an attacker out there just as smart or smarter than we are, and they're figuring out a way around you. You built a wall, fine. They put a ladder on it and they're climbing right over, they're digging under it. So you've got to always be thinking from the attack perspective. You have to be proactive. You have to be reactive. You have to think of everything. So as a security leader, now as a technical person, I used to apply that lesson learned to things, but I also learned that same lesson as a technical leader to building things like processes and procedures and standard operating procedures and governance and rules, all these things that help tie together the framework of the company. I've learned when I make assumptions on things, when I'm not continually questioning everything, also the other thing is cyber is a team sport. I don't know everything. And if I'm not listening to everybody else around me, I'm certainly going to miss all kinds of stuff. So we build our net wider. We crowdsource complex problems by bringing in a bigger group to support our outcomes that we're after. And we're always questioning what we think we know. And we have to take the assumption that we don't know the real answer, right? And if we do that, we're going to have healthy outcomes, usually, most of the time. Can't always be perfect, but you're going to be approaching